live as always in 3, 2, 1. What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another Monday night open mic. For many of us, it is the late mic, but you know what? It's our way of reclaiming Mondays, taking back Mondays. Where we're gonna go ahead and meet up and share a little bit of art, creativity, passion, compassion. Maybe just vent a little bit. So, my name is Richie Marufo, and I'll be your host today. And I am the project director of the Barbed Wire Open Mic Series, aka BWOMS. We are based out of El Paso, Texas, here in the United States, Southwest U.S. Mexico border. And we like to welcome you once again to another episode of the Stay at Home Open Mic. And we do have 110 plus episodes of this. And you can go back, it's all archived, and you can catch many of the performers that you'll see tonight and see lots of evolution, see lots of performances. And of course, the main point of this show, well, it has a couple of main points. One, of course, is just so we can have a space to gather and share stuff and have a space like that. But two, you guys as an audience, YouTube viewers, thank you for joining us. We're sorry we're a little late today, a little later than usual, but I did see some of you guys were waiting around. The whole point is, if you guys like something, if you hear something you like, if you want to follow someone, I'm going to encourage people to share their social media handles, ways in which you can follow them, support their work, or even purchase their work. Many people on this list are published. I know a lot of people create their own content on YouTube or Instagram, TikTok, whatever. So we're here for that, to support that. It's just another platform for all these amazing artists. So like any other open mic, the rules are simple. If you want to perform, all you have to do is sign up, and we may have a little bit of room. We'll see how the night goes. But if you are interested in performing, whether it be tonight or in the future, the link to sign up is always going to be in the description of this video. That is, of course, while we're live. Be on the lookout for future online open mics. I always post this video that goes live pretty much the weekend before. So look out for the new video for whatever Monday you're interested in performing in, and you can find the link to sign up there. Usually the best way. Or you can also follow us, Barbed Wire Open Mic Series, online. The other thing is, if we have any EPCC students tuning in right now and are interested about the Tejano Passport program code, then go ahead. One thing you can do is shoot us a message on the live chat and we'll get a hold of you. I've also addressed that, so you can also look at my previous message there, or you can also message me on Instagram at Dead Wall Reveries, and I'll be sure to help you out. So without further ado, I just want to go ahead and get things started because we got a lot of people here waiting so patiently and have so many things they want to say. So we're gonna love it. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and kick things off. I feel like I miss, every time I feel like I do a throw intro and then I'll miss something, and then when I anyway, whatever. Each performer, man, I love them. So we're gonna go ahead and kick things off by going to Denver. And as always, it's a treat to just kind of sit down with him before we even start the show and catch up, chat it up. And so let's go ahead and welcome back to the show, Mike Sindler. What's going on, Mike?
Hey, everybody, all's well. And I'm gonna front load as usual and just put in a word for lighthousewriters.org here in Denver and everywhere, and just highly advise everybody to go check it out and take advantage of all the incredible programs and workshops and free things that are going on as well. Interestingly enough, thanks to CBS, they did a neat little piece on whatever that old show that tick, 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 tick. Can't think of it. But they did a thing on Laurie Anderson's exhibition, which is leaving. And I had all these people like, Mike, how come I just found out about Laurie Anderson? And I'm like, you know me, how the hell could you just be finding out about Laurie Anderson? It's like, just boggles my mind. But so that because of that, I thought I'd read a piece that's inspired by Laurie and also uses Laurie as the epigraph, and it's called Aria. 60 Minutes, that's the name of the show. Aria. I'm talking to the part of you that never speaks. Laurie Anderson. Every object on this planet speaks to us, reflecting back vibrations from each sound they encounter, embedded in the rustling and flickering are songs and voices, great rumblings and whispers caught but not collected, each moment's movement a new exposition. Even the crumpled bag of chips, its surface quivering like a pond's skin, repeats the stories with a plastic tongue. Deeper yet, all aspects of being, every subatomic particle rings and hums together, the true harmony through which the universe speaks to itself, to us, and to all else, leaving no doubt as to our oneness. What cannot be heard can be felt in silence. The finger hovering over the plucked string, tickled by rhythmic radiation. Every atom is ear and tongue, scribe and subscriber. Every substance dancing to cycling series of rising, interconnected, incremental tones, blasting from the black mouth of the Big Bang. All notes and sounds, every chanted word and thought, an echo of primordial exhalation. Every nerve and tissue, every growing cell, every crystalline formation speaks to all, listens to all, sings an open-ended aria of unity. And another of my favorite artists and favorite women of all time just sort of reappeared shockingly yesterday at the Newport Festival. And I've just all day been just in awe. And so I thought I'd read a piece that I wrote, sort of inspired by and dedicated to her. And this is Lavender and Vermillion for JM. I wish I could mean as much to one as you have meant to millions, bleeding out your art like tears of lavender and vermilion, touching hearts by pressing frets and keys and trilled vibrations, passing from each stage of life, stars fall into imagination, stars and scars and candy bars wrapped up in golden foil, dropping clues and wisdom like Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. But you don't need a Sherlock, you don't need Watson either. Your exultant rituals draw essence from the ether. I wish I could touch a single heart and take away its pain, carve a shrine that shines so sacred as you do time and time again. It's a lonely road from here to here without a conductor or a guide. With so many tickets torn, why not take one more ride? And with her in mind, I will put on the hat, and I'm going to actually read two today because they're both by her. And if you haven't guessed who I'm talking about, you will now. First one is called Free Man in Paris. The way I see it, he said, you just can't win it. Everybody's in it for their own game. You can't please them all. There's always somebody calling you down. I do my best. I do a good business. There's a lot of people asking for my time. They're trying to get ahead, trying to be a good friend of mine. You know, I was a free man in Paris. I felt unfettered and alive. There was nobody calling me up for favors and no one's future to decide. You know, I'd go back there tomorrow, but for the work I've taken on, stoking the Star Maker machinery behind the popular song. I deal in dreamers and telephone screamers. Lately, I wonder what I'd do it for. If I had my way, I'd just walk through those doors and wander down the Champs-Élysées, going from cafe to cabaret, thinking how I'll feel when I find that very good friend of mine. I was a free man in Paris. I felt unfettered and alive. Nobody was calling me up for favors. No one's future to decide. You know, I'd go back there tomorrow, but for the work I've taken on, stoking the star maker machinery behind the popular song. And this one is from perhaps greatest album ever made. It's called KCU. Just before our love got lost, you said, I am as constant as a northern star. And I said, constant in the darkness, where's that at? You want me, I'll be in the bar. On the back of a cartoon coaster and the blue TV screen light, I drew a map of Canada. Oh, Canada, with your face sketched on it twice. Oh, you're in my blood like holy wine. You taste so bitter and so sweet. I could drink a case of you, darling, and I would still be on my feet. I would still be on my feet. Oh, I'm a lonely painter. I live in a box of paint. I'm frightened by the devil, and I'm drawn to those that ain't afraid. I remember that time you told me, you said, love is touching souls. Surely you touched mine, because part of you pours out of me in these lines from time to time. You're in my blood like holy wine. You taste so bitter and so sweet. Well, I could drink a case of you, darling, and still be on my feet. I'd still be on my feet. I met a woman, she had a mouth like yours. She knew your life. She knew your devils and your deeds. And she said, go to her, stay with her if you can, but be prepared to bleed. Oh, but you're in my blood. You're my holy wine. You're so bitter, bitter and so sweet. Oh, I could drink a case of you, darling. Still, I'd be on my feet. I would still be on my feet. Okay, thank you very much.
Awesome, and thank you very much.
Yes, go to YouTube, look at Joni Mitchell live at Newport yesterday.
That is awesome. We'll most definitely do that. Thank you, Mike Sindler, everyone. And as always, just as you show love to the Lighthouse writers, you are very much our own Lighthouse writer, who, helps us become a beacon to the start of this show many, many, many times. And when you're missed, it is a little darker, you know what I'm saying? So check it out, guys. And yeah, definitely cool tribute. Love the way you always read your cover poems and enact, the voice that you do for the speaker in each of those pieces. All righty then. Let's go ahead and keep things going. As I mentioned, we are based out of El Paso, Texas, and we're going to go ahead and come home for a little bit. That was a nice quick trip to Denver. One of my favorite things about these online mics is we get to travel all around the world and just like, all right, now we're here, now we're here, just like that, instantaneous. I love it. So we're going to come back to El Paso for a little bit, and we received the excellent news that her newest manuscript has been accepted to be published. So we're really looking forward to that. Let's go ahead and welcome back to the show, Robin Schofield. What's going on, Robin?
Hey, Richie. Hey, everybody. Oh, yeah, my new book is called Ridge of High Pressure, and it's a lot of poems about climate change and things like that. And I'm going to read a couple of poems out of it. This one is called Border Crossings, Border Wall. And I've renamed the Franklin Mountains. All right. Who can keep the great blue heron out of La Sierra de los Mansos? Who will see that the links can cross, their dwindling number threatened already by the headlights of the Border Patrol jeeps, confusing them about night and day? Who will tell the gray wolf by the thinly flowing Rio Bravo that she cannot cross? Her haunting howl stretches across the border to send a shiver down your spine, no matter which side of the river you're on. No one can keep out the ravens and crows. There are always plenty of fresh dead by the river, whether man or minnow. Don't try to swim across the dangerous, attractive canals. Call up the buzzards if you dare. They circle on thermals that rise from both sides of the valley, calm, serene, surveying their world for the dead no one else wants. And another one out of that same manuscript is called The Border as Open Wound. You feel otherness wherever you go. You can ask the alienist your questions, but identity is never an easy matter. You can drop a rock in a pond and watch the circles drift apart. Skipping the rock takes some wrist work. Keeping the rock and polishing it, that's another matter. Lots of work, but worth it. You were born an other, a changeling, in your birth family, standing apart. Je est un autre, Rimbaud wrote. The I is an other, just as it is for you, a worldly situation. A swan walking is a clumsy animal. You are of two worlds like the water bird, therefore of none. You can claim neither sky nor lake. And there you are, walking where the river is dry. Okay, and this one's called August Rain Melancholia. Small white feathers seesaw down from the pines. The nestlings prick with new bristly feathers after the molt of their down. This generation to the next, when it's time to fledge, they'll be ready, rain or not. They fall and take flight at the same time, like a newborn idea. Under the fallen needles, I find good dirt. I move them and make a path in sand. Under the flowering oleander, the dung beetle doesn't filter what's good from what's bad. He turns it all the same. He scrabbles away from me in case my shadow be a danger. Hard to tell whether to go on a walk. Half the sky sunny and half dark. Half the sky silent, half muttering. I stay close to home, feeling electric. And that's what I got for you tonight. I don't have a cover poem, sorry. And you can find me, I think, pretty easily on Facebook. So that's what's going on with me. And oh yeah, and I'm doing a Tumble Words workshop. I'm doing 2 of them actually on Rainer Maria Rilke on August 20th and 27th. That's regular Tumble Words time, Saturdays 1 to 3 Mountain Time.
Awesome. You beat me to the punch. You already shared everything. I
Oh,
appreciate
sorry.
that. No, that's perfect. That's exactly the way it should be. You know, you read and then you feel free to share. So yeah, check out Robin online, Facebook, and of course, Tumble Words. Man, if you have some free time on Saturdays, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Mountain Time, go hit up that workshop if you need to get writing done. It changes every week, as you heard from Robin. I love Rilke, Letters to Young Poets. A lot of my students, especially like freshmen in college, usually love some of the passages that I share with them on that. So Definitely worth checking out. Alrighty, and once again, welcome back to the Monday Night Open Mic. We got a full list going on, so we're gonna try and make sure we get everyone on the list, and we're gonna like completely go traveling around, like I said. So we're gonna go from El Paso, Texas, to Freetown, Sierra Leone, and yeah, it's a little late for him. Early, depending on your frame of reference. I think he said it was 2 a.m. So we're getting him up right now. Let's go ahead.
It's like
Yeah.
3:02 right now.
Oh my gosh. Well, you know what? Let's get you on. He's making his triumphant return. Let's go and welcome back to the stage. Supongo. What's going on, man? Great to have you back.
I'm good. Thanks, Bob. Thanks a lot. I'd like to say thank you very much for hosting this wonderful space, man. Keep it up. So what's up, everybody? The name is Pongo, but some call me the Honorable Metaphors. They say my metaphors are so honorable, they deserve a seat in the parliament. But please do not tell the government, man, because you know he has a tendency of coming out guns blazing, rat-ta-ta-ta-ta. I'm gonna remove these headphones because I'm not like listening to anyone right now. So that I don't look like some dumb fool or something like that. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna read a new poem. I wrote this a couple of months ago, and I think this is like the second time I'm sharing it. So it doesn't have a title yet. It goes something like this. When you hit the reef, when the slow burning rice leaf serves the brain enough THC to make you think, a trip to X videos is worth the risk of programming your nucleus arguments to respond to the grip of your brick-breaking, dog sweat frustrated hand. When the pendulum swings, when it tightens its grip on you, when the well-rehearsed screams you don't meet in your world, you resort to fattening Stefan's bank account. When you realize a poem about marijuana led to the discovery of the man who owns a site that boasts 3 billion visits a month, but in a room full of 30 people, I and I not included, no one will admit to a visit a month. But that's all right, coming from a generation that takes avatars personal, online or off screen. It's not about you. Don't be swayed by other people's narratives. There is nothing there for you. Yours is a unique one. You stick to it, you remain. L's turns to W's in a GIF. Failures become lessons that inspire growth. You are a god in human form. Your word is the thought. In front of your eyes is the space. Create, creator. So that was the first poem that I'm still thinking of titling. So if you want to suggest a title, just type it in the comment section. I'll really appreciate it. So the next poem I'm gonna do is a bit angry. Because as you can see, I have my country's flag there. I love my country, but I don't love my president. So yeah. Lies camera action. I want to share a perspective. 400 years of oppression, and we still scheming. We are not dead. We are alive and kicking, still working hard to free our people, staying true to ourselves like Kunta Kinte, putting out the damage fueled by religion. A luta continua, Congress. The rebellion will end the day we rule ourselves. The rebellion is no longer against the white men, but against the black men who went to war with the white men, came back victorious, screaming, yeah, my nigga, we got the land, only to shade between himself and his friends, neglecting the people. See, I don't believe that colonialism ended in 1918. No, it just changed faces. Do pardon me for not celebrating April 18. I was born on November 1897, but no, I wasn't born free. I survived Robert Gabriel, but no, I'm not sure if I will survive ED, because every day I find myself writing letters to him, asking what he meant by Second Republic, legalizing freedom of speech. But when we speak, they snatch us from our kids and mercilessly beat our bodies. But no, we'll never conform to the system. If we do not change it before we die, trust me, we are going to manipulate it so that the ones who come after us can pick up and continue the struggle until all evil is eradicated. Peace. So the last poem I'm gonna do is a poem taken off my first book, Trials, which is available on Amazon. I'm gonna try to put in the link somewhere there. Today I'm using the computer, so I don't know how I'm gonna paste the link there. So yeah, this one is titled The Rain Dance. It goes something like this. We all sat around the fireplaces, the tongues of the fire seemingly taunting our hungry-looking faces. We had not left the room, no, none had the nerve, not until the ritual was over. We sat on the floor, cross-legged, frozen, waiting for the first droplet. The ground smelled of thirsty spring had come and gone, but even the trees that hung onto their leaves were grieved to hear them fall to the ground, raising tons of dust that hung above our heads like a friendly ghost come to boast. The rhythm of life got sing to the cries of the bleating goats. We had drank their blood and ate the flesh of their kin in an effort to keep soul glued to skin. The people were quiet, but each whispered in their minds the truth unspeakable. The crusty pool that stood atop the cathedral, seemingly violating the sky, rendered her barren. Gone are the days of the rain dance when the rainmaker through the orifices of the hot springs in Bingham disappeared for 7 days and came back with basket loads of harvest maize to tell of a bumper harvest, the gift from the gods of the land. If he came with his hands empty like politicians' promise of food security, the tribe knew that the drums had to beat for the people to clap and the gods to dance until the earth cried tears of rain. We were one with the land, more so gods of the rain, so I prayed detail which goes to be served, lavish stuff, no blasphemy. Let's have none of that nonsense for the starving child whose father works the fields but the rains unfold, whose mother gathers the wood but the cat sleeps on the head, whose stomach grumbles the Lord's prayer but all the Lords are deaf. Her shoulders will never carry the unpleasant weight of a scarf tin as she goes to school. She bends but on a single droplet for her throat to cool, so she learns at school that the globe is getting warm, that Mother Earth never speaks, but she whispers silent cries every time a car turns her to a passive smoker, taking her to cloud 9. But do you know what smoke does to lungs? It will create a hole so big the sun will escape the hands of time and burn us all alive. No rain to cool us down, let alone irrigate the Garden of Eden, long lost to the hands of men. The serpent hisses his joy from now until ever. Men shall starve and men shall die a slow and quiet death with every last breath Mother Earth takes. Thank you very much, guys. And tomorrow or Wednesday, depending on where you are in the world, I'm gonna be doing my first Future at a Time to Arrive open mic. So I'm hoping to see you there. Trust me, it's gonna be lit. It's gonna be fire. I'm more than prepared. So see you tomorrow, guys. Thank you very much, Richie.
Yes. Thank you. I was waiting for you to put those headphones back on so I can give you some more praise.
Yeah.
Please. Oh, amazing. You know, I loved your natural rhythm that you had going down there, and you know, we were all nodding our heads in agreement, you know, to the rhythm of your beat.
Thank you.
So yeah, if you have any links for that or any relevant links, you know, feel free to drop them in the chat, and I'll make sure to share them on YouTube. I already shared your YouTube link because I'm already following it, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks a lot, bro. Yeah, people can check out my website. It's spongo.rf.gd. I think from there on you can get links to my Facebook and everything. Or if you just type in Spongo, the name that you see down here, if you just type in Spongo on Google or anywhere, it's me who's gonna pop up. I'm sure of that. So yeah, thank you very much, guys.
All right. Appreciate you, man. Awesome. All right. So shout out to everyone on YouTube listening in. Go follow him. Go check it out. Go follow his work, you know. Go subscribe to the YouTube channel and be on the lookout for those books. All right. So we're going to keep it going, guys. Our next performer, from what I hear, did another excellent workshop, as he always does, hailing from the swamplands where swamp dragons once roamed. You know, aka for the uninitiated, that's Jersey, but I still hear there's fire being spit. Woo! And it is our next performer who's gonna do so. Let's go and welcome Nick Paleologos to the stage. Nick, what's going on, my friends?
Everything is well. You know, it was such a great workshop on Saturday. To everyone there that attended, and you know, thank you, Kit, thank you, Donna, thank you, everyone. You know, y'all really know how to make this rock star feeling more like a rock star. It's that awesome. You know, I'm still like blown away by how the work was there and everything too. Everyone had some high quality, potent stuff and everything. I'll do 3 poems tonight for y'all. I unfortunately don't have one of them that I wanted tonight ready, but I have these other 2 that are really new, that are my newest ones. So I'll do these first 2 ones first. I spent 12 hours of my life cleaning out the skeletons in my room. The closet was the last place I'd expect any clarity. Lots of memories here, lots of clothes that had fallen down, disguises upon disguises of a former life. My room disappeared on me. I didn't recognize the glass floor I stood upon, or the 4 walls which I prayed upon. Clothes and plastic wrapping tossed to the side like memories of the past buried in a trash compactor. Shoebox of X Factors was thrown away. My past is my past, no matter the objects thrown away. That doesn't matter here. Not in that 12 hours. I toiled up and down stairwell after stairwell to throw it all away. A half-quart heave of the dust balls vacuumed away, spiders left in dismay. All I wanted was a haven to call my own, to unload my troubles when I'm all alone. I didn't have this for years. I organized and sorted out the bullshit. Real change has happened today. I cleaned my room. I know it might not be a huge difference in your life. It made the world to me. I kicked my depression out for a day to clean it up. Go on and call me dirty, but I resurrected myself above the glass which I stood upon, molded a new floor of wood and carpet with dressers to store my gear and my books, tore down the bones of my walls, fed the very ravenous decor with liberation. For in that moment, I felt like me, the one I've been waiting for since I was 14.
Oh,
Man,
that
my
was
voice.
incredible.
Thank you.
Woo.
Oh, I needed a water after that one. So
Good
this,
here.
thank you. This second one's also, it's like one of the newest ones, and shout outs to Rawl, by the way. I don't know if Rawl is gonna ever watch this, but shout outs to you because this game. Yeah. Anyways, here we go. I used to be able to do 10 shots at a time, back to back, belly to belly, drown down the liquid alphabet, as the soup, curdling within indigested, churned, buttered, and lathered, explained explanation. I got the gall, bladder, to unleash a riot when I want to, call divine scripture to intervene the usurped, like a shot of Sveka to purge away poison. Watching the watchmen work as the alchemy of alcohol mixed with my watery flesh. I've digested my paper of chicken scratch writing, turned it into a Pink Floyd concert where the weirdness meets the madness, like Midori meets Everclear, like Modelo meets White Claw. Consumption is just a couple letters off from gluttony. I was a glutton to flail around a forum in a drunken stumble with a million thoughts running to a sealed mouth, without an exit sign on display, just to burst into my teeth. The taste of burnt ideas infects the tongue, worse than any Jägermeister shot served in a silver shot glass, with a side of Hennessy and Hypnotic to boot, and Jack Daniels and Jose Cuervo waiting in the wings of my ribcage. I used to be able to do 10 shots at a time. The burn was too real. I etch artwork instead, to heal the pain of yesteryears. This heartburn's really starting to kick in, y'all. All right, this is my last one. This was from my workshop that I did, so I figured I'll do this one and everything. Here we go. Fox was always an animal I adored. Cute fur, overall playful and sinister. The fox is quite fascinating, quite adorable. A loner like me. Not afraid to fight like me. Not afraid to claim space like me. I have reasons to believe the fox and I are linked together. The fox isn't perfect and I don't need to be. Running towards perfection, I need to be running to survive and live. Too many predators of the food chain to sleep peacefully. I crave the new sensations to run on my Firefox software brain to search for the answers I seek. For when you corner this fox, my claws come out. My fangs will bite back, harder than any bark. For you will feel my love and wrath within this Kitsune spirit.
Yes, awesome, man. As your background clearly attests, you just took us to church, man. You didn't even have to do. You didn't even have to do the poem. You always
No,
do
I
it.
did
Now
not
your
this time.
presence,
Not this
your
time.
presence just exudes it. So what do you got going up, man? For people who are watching for the first time, how can they support you online? And anything you have upcoming that they can also follow you too.
So you can follow me. And my name right there is on Facebook, and we search on IG or search the real Nick P on IG. I also have my book Ad versus Reaction for sale, so I still have plenty of copies. So if you want to get a copy, let me know and everything. In terms of live events, my next live that I know of that I have a set is going to be on August 21st. I'll be in Kearney, New Jersey at a festival, performing out there with a few other poets too, as well as some musicians and everything, kind of like an end of the summer shindig and everything like that. And also, I have a few other live ones coming up. I think I'll be in New York like the 13th and the 20th. That's our Saturdays. And I have other things on the horizon too as well. Just plug in to my socials, and if you don't have that, I'll drop all my info in the chat and everything. So thank you again, Richie, for the space, and thank you everyone for all that you do, all the poets and the people observing too as well.
Yeah, thank you as always. Oh man, so much in the future. We're all gonna be linking up and stuff too, because I have plans to go there, and if you ever come down to Southwest, we got you too, homie. I would be remiss if I didn't also mention our live events. So if you guys are watching and you are in the El Paso area, check us out for live open mics and occasionally poetry features and readings. If you're not familiar, you can just follow us at Barbed Wire Open Mic, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, any of those spots. Usually we use Instagram the most, but any of those should work. We do have an open mic this coming Thursday at Old Sheepdog Brewery, South Central El Paso. I live at Old Sheepdog, and we are going to be teaming up with Las Americas Immigrant Advocacy Center. They do a lot of great work with low-income immigrants and people seeking asylum. So, anything helps in that, helping that demographic. If you can't make it, maybe shoot us a message. We can maybe find a way to get some online donations or something. But, it's a cause I'm definitely big about. So yeah, check that out on Thursday. Old Sheepdog Brewery, also part of last Thursday's El Paso and unified effort to promote more arts throughout our city. So, and of course, if you are watching this and that's already way past, we do have events every month. So just follow us online and just be kept up to date. All right. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get back into our invisible jet of poetry and poetry appreciation. And we're going to go ahead and go a little bit more back east to Attica today, but it is a very special day. It's a very special birthday. We want to give a shout out to Generalissimo Brad Franco, who wrote this lovely book. It is indeed his birthday. So first of all, happy birthday, Brian. It's great having you as always. And everyone feel free to spam the chat with birthday love. All right, go and take it away, man.
The reason that they put me in jail here in Attica is because I just feel like it's a crime that I've yet to meet PoetCon in person. I hope she's not offended by my saying that. Let me just go ahead and say I have a few poems. The first is brand new. Hold on, where did I have that? And so there's someone who used to back the poets at an open mic in Portland, Maine. That's a harpist. And I reconnected with them at a poetry reading last week. It was wonderful to run into them. It's been a few years. And this is called Swimming with the Harps. When Ava plays their harp, I am transported to a cool, shallow creek in Appalachia that empties into a small lagoon that stops under a slow-moving waterfall, the type that feels like a gentle spray upon my face when I pass my head through it till I find myself in the cavern behind it, breathing in the purest air before I passed back through the waterfall and dumped myself into the cool lagoon on a sweltering summer day. Every sound, the trickle of the creek current, the rush of the waterfall, and the echoing quieter noise inside the cavern seems to be echoed through the magic fingers of the silent harpist that feels like vocals whilst watching the way their facial expressions illustrate a story told by the harp. And everyone that witnesses this unintentional synesthesia with their ears and hears it with their eyes is transported to a different place of tranquility from their past. And the next two poems came out of two Nick Paleologos workshops. He did one in his own workshop on last Wednesday about chess. This is my pawn poem. I wonder if the fact that a pawn can only move forward makes it the smartest chess piece. Think about it. Inching his way diagonally toward a cautious queen, she muffles her giggle when he whispers a gossipy quip about her arranged husband, the king, who is too busy to notice his wife's new friend, who she takes as a lover, who convinces her to checkmate her hubby. Then they marry and the pawn becomes the new king. And this is one that was from, it's untitled, it's from Tumbleworks. The first time I saw a hummingbird, it was for less than a minute. The hummingbird is an animal that is somewhat invisible. In my life, I have felt invisible because others have decided I should be. Yes, I've been told I'd be better off if I disappeared. Being a Nord seems to be what makes me feel more invisible, more less than anything else. I've even decided to disappear on my own, not like a magician, but as a wallflower blending into walls. Just like the hummingbird, a bird of purpose, a pollinator like bees and butterflies, but unlike the others, it disappears while in flight until it stops at a nasturtium or some other source of spicy sustenance, just for the amount of time it takes to stick its beak where the pollen exists. Then it flies away so fast, all any other creature sees is the sound it makes till it disappears, like the wallflower I became when I decided to disappear. And oh, you know what? I'm gonna put on my hat for this cover poem. And that is not an imitation of anyone in this Zoom room, but maybe it is. And I'm gonna read from this book. If you can see it, it's called Adversus Reaction by Mr. Nicholas Paleologos, AKA Jersey Jesus. And I really love this poem. It's on page 90 of the book, and I had it marked and then I lost the page. Here it is. It's called Definite. What defines a random act of kindness? Giving food, money, time, a shot of whiskey, physical contact, crowdfunding because the government failed the people. If you want to uplift the ones you love, utilize time listening skills. An ear to the void does not bring back the dead. It can delay the touch. Time can't be added to the timeline. You can make the most of it with the ones you love. We don't want to be statistics. We want to be heard. Time spent isn't time wasted. If spent wisely, you can define what I meant. Define in your own terms. What random act of kindness will you do for others? Spend your resources wisely. Time does not stop. And I wish to say gracias to Nick Paleologos for this beautiful book, for that beautiful poem. And I would like to say gracias to Richie. I would like to say gracias to Kit, and of course, gracias to Robin for giving us Kit. Thank you, everyone. I'll put all my info in the chat. This Friday, I am also going to be featuring at something called Collapse Press out of California, and I'll put all that in the chat. Thanks.
Yeah. Oh man, loving all the gratitude. That is indeed the attitude, man. Much love all around spread as always. Thank you, Brian. Happy birthday one more time. We love you. Thank you. And yeah, any links, of course, we'll go ahead and share to the YouTube channel as well for anyone who's watching. Again, if you are an EPCC student and you're here for the QR code, just shoot me a message through I don't know, the online chat or even on Instagram, Deadwall Reveries. Let's keep this party going. Next up, we're gonna go to the Boogie Down Bronx. We're gonna welcome back. It's been a while, so like I saw her name on the list, and like, is she here? And then I saw she was here, so I typed, I added an exclamation mark, but that's always there. Sometimes, it's always there. So we got Amanda up next. Yo, it is La Tormenta. What is up? Welcome back.
Hey.
Hey, cheers.
I don't have a drink, but I'll do a pretend cheat. Clink. Thank you for the space. I'm getting to my piece. I'm submitting this in a few days, so I'm really excited. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Amanda Ashley Villanueva. I teach a workshop on the 1st of every month. I'll drop that in the chat, pull up, write some fire shit, and then spit it here so I can look good. Shout out to Nick for having a phenomenal workshop. I was there. I wrote some bomb poems. So anyway, I have one piece. Okay. No more hard love. No more hard love. No more burn down your house love, air out dirty laundry love, love in the name of vengeance, in the name of not wanting your last name, but wanting you every day. No more. Molding hard bed of cold floor, proving the best whores be the ones who look like good girls. No more. Caressing curls with the very venom you can't resist, made me a mistress and a mistake, all in one sentence, all in one breath. Took sex to decipher the mess. Now, no more hard love. Now, we use lavender to go tender. We find new love under yellow sundress. We confess our fears to the sunset. Cherish all business unfinished. For the quieted geniuses neglected inside us, grow wide here. Dream a life sincere, make crystal clear, tender, the new declaration. No more hard love. No more geniuses diminished, press into lavender, surrender into sundress, confess again how mommy needed me to be proper enough. No more hard love. Love you as if you were my favorite horror flick, mixed with kettle corn, urge to suck blood from teeth, love in a time of defeat. Found ways to make bitter savor sweet, fell to my knees from the peace provided to me, landing was soft. No more hard love. I want to write poems for slow beginnings, to die singing poetry from my pores. No more hard love. So that was that. And then I got another shorty. I wrote it today. I performed it for the New Yo, the chill out theme. All right. Good looks. First and foremost, good looks to God, wherever she be, for believing in me, this magnificent tree of triumph. After tragedy snatched sanity, dance with me again. Long lost friend, good looks to every long lost friend, praying to be found. Memorize the sound of your voice before knowing your name, before tasting fame. Making love in Morocco under the influence of a broken heart. Good looks to every broken heart, brave enough to stitch me back together. Brave enough to erase the knots in my lower back. Good looks to every scorching summer dance, reminding me just how flexible I am. Good looks to those who love me for free, unabashedly remind me, go hello, come take it easy. Squeeze every inch of tranquility. Wear it like a face mask. Learn to relax. En serio. The art of letting go that fake shit. Good looks to letting go that fake shit. To letting me see you, shake it, shed old skin, resurrect, taste the sweat of a new day. Good looks to a new day, filled with so much promise and a lot less rage. Good looks to finally owning the stage. Checked my complaints at the door. Good looks to my last year being poor, knowing I deserve more than crumbs off the floor. No more hard love. Lift up the once collapsed lung, reignited by thunder. Good looks to the thunder thighs. Almond eyes, grand prize. Good looks to the grand prize. Thank you.
Oh, that was amazing. Lots of love. Feel free to make some noise, guys. And
Whoa, that was unbelievable.
yeah, absolutely.
Everybody go to
Oh,
Eventbrite
what a
and
beautiful
sign up
poem.
for that workshop.
What a beautiful poem. Wow.
Right. Oh, and absolutely. I mean, it's always a true testament to how many people are like repeating lines in the chat. So if you missed that, go ahead and look at that. Amanda, where can people find you online and all that good stuff?
I'm on Facebook, Amanda Ashley Villanueva. My Instagram is Villanovel. I'll drop that in the chat and I'll plug in my workshop. Shout out to those who have shown up and like supported me. I really appreciate y'all. This community is dope as fuck. And I love how we love up on each other. Like, it's my favorite. So shout out to y'all.
It truly is a beautiful thing. Thank you. Yes. So yes, any links, especially that workshop, I try and share it with students and tell them like, yo, change your life. Go check this out. All right. A couple of people that I've met at the open mics as well, you know, who would be great to join us here, but sometimes they can't make it Mondays for kid, you know, whatever. But Amanda, thank you so much. La Tormenta, go check out that workshop as Generalissimo pointed out as well. All right, so yo, let's keep going. We are gonna actually go to Malaysia and visit our friend Julian Matthews, who always comes with some great stuff. Even he's got some construction in the background mostly, but we can't even hear it, you know. But he always does some really cool stuff. Julian, how are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm good. So I wrote this 13 months ago, and yesterday the Pope apologized. So trigger warning for childhood trauma. Bringing up the bodies from unmarked graves. Epigraph. The only crime we committed as children was being born indigenous. We will find more bodies and we will not stop until all our children are found. Chief Bobby Cameron, Federation of Sovereign Indian Nations. Hey Google, define unmarked. Not marked or bearing identifying markings. When they bring up the bodies from unmarked graves, will you see the scarring of their raw flesh? Will you feel the violation of their fragile frames? Will you smell the branding of their pink tongues? Will you hear their muffled cries alone in the dark, night after night? When they bring up the bodies from unmarked graves in Canada, will you think of the children in every former colony, every conflict zone, every disputed territory, every refugee camp, every squatter slum, every logged rainforest, every place you entered, every patch of land you exploited? Will you think of the children in your city, town, suburb, neighborhood, your next door neighbor's children, the children in your own home tonight? Hey Google, define indigenous. Originating or occurring naturally in a particular place. Native. When they bring up the bodies of children from unmarked graves, will you Google their names, their tribes, their culture, their claims? Will you apologize for the desecration of your forefathers? Will you forgive the sins of your fathers and mothers? Will you start the healing of generation upon generation of unprocessed pain? Will you break the chain of trauma over trauma? Will you see through this insanity? Will you end it all here Hey Google, define bring up. Look after a child until it is an adult. When they bring up the bodies of children from unmarked graves, will you uncover their white bones stained with your guilt and fear and shame? Will you unearth only shadows that their beautiful warm souls left behind? Or will you expose their hopes, their dreams, their truth in the sun, all they could have become? Will you see the sparkle of their eyes in your own children's eyes? Will you hear their peals of laughter, their playful shouts of joy, their mighty hearts still singing, still singing? End poem. Thank you. Another piece. Thank you. This is more of an essay. Forgive the length. Of stubbed toes and unsung heroes. The wife was on the way back after 10 days, and I'm cleaning the house urgently, desperately vacuuming before her flight lands. The aged vacuum sputters to life and groans reluctantly through its duct-tape hose as I drag it around the house. Despite its old parts, I marvel at the button that reels in the power cord. It snaps back like I just landed a marlin. Has done for years, no electricity needed. In my toolbox sits the dependable Stanley tape measure, which also snaps back into its shell with a single button press. Efficient as ever, though on occasion when not too careful it has taken a slice of skin with it. A small sacrifice for a long-term payoff of always measuring up. You have to admire these manual spring action innovations and the geniuses who came up with them, who remain unsung. Like the genius who put wheels on luggage. We drag around baggage for centuries, and some of us have way too much, or paid porters to do so before someone said, I think you could put wheels on those. Pure genius. Another unsung hero. Once I visited a 300-year-old sultan's palace entirely made of wood with intricately carved floral motifs on eaves, rails, and banisters. Every piece of wood dovetailed in perfect place. Not a single nail was used. That was the boast of the tour guide. I went up close to every corner just to check, like a doubting Thomas. Imagine no mere metal was used to defile this architectural marvel. Its beautiful bodice, its untainted facade. Isn't it ironic then that Jesus was a carpenter who got nailed? He too may have built things with his hands that were made to last without a single nail. Today, if your smartphone breaks, you might have to buy a new one. If your laptop kaputs because of the hard disk or motherboard, it's likely to be sent to the orphanage of broken PCs. No amount of parental care will bring it back. We live in a disposable society that can be fixed. What can be fixed is replaced instead. For anyone who's lost a laptop full of writings or poems, or a phone full of photographs, you know how much it hurts. Back up, you say, yes, I do, often, just not that particular time. There's an industry term for making things die sooner than they should, planned obsolescence. Some things are designed to cease to function at a predetermined time so the factory that churns them out can still run. And here it goes. And the factory workers are not laid off, and the company that builds them stays profitable. And the economy of the country that makes them does not tank. They never make things like they used to, is a common rant these days. My plumber fixes the toilets every now and then, and over the decades, all the parts have gone plastic. Once that swap happens, you know it's never going to last. So you and I are being royally flushed. When things fall apart, it's easy to blame the corrupt, gouging profiteers, legislators, who turn the other way. But when humanity falls apart, what can we do? Humans like you and me still allow children to be killed, or to be pushed to the edge in wars and famine through abuse and neglect, addictions and gun violence. We can't just swap out one child for another like a broken part. In the wake of a child's death, all that remains are innumerable broken hearts, wounds that cannot be mended. We can't put wheels on this heavy baggage we tow around with us to lighten our load. Some nails dig deep. Life never snaps back like a tape measure. I'm done cleaning, and in the process stub my middle toe. The nail appears broken and it bleeds profusely. I apply a gauze and tape it up, hobbling round the house. I know the wife will have a more efficient way to fix it, and on her return, she does. We all could do with a little TLC every now and then, to fill up the vacuum of our lives, to suck up the pain in this world that never goes away. Hope is uncoiling in bed every day and putting the alarm on in anticipation you will awaken the next morning. When it rings, you may spring into action because to someone out there, you still matter. You know you're not obsolete, at least not yet. And maybe humanity through you will get one more day, this day, today, to clean up its act. Thank you.
Damn, that hits, Julian. Yo, pulling at the heartstrings. And of course, you have a beautiful rainbow right behind you, kind of thinking about like after the rain, you know, that fits so perfectly. Do you have anything coming you'd like to promote, or how can people see you for the first time follow you online?
I'll just drop it in the chat.
For sure, and I will transfer that. Thank you, as always. Beautiful words, man. You guys are just dropping such evocative and powerful poetry right now. You know, sometimes it's too much. Like I just find myself like, whoa, just tuning out, and I'm like, oh crap, I got a host. Hold on, let me host face back on. Most of the time, it's not back on. You know, so thank you as always, Julian. I always love that, and I definitely remember that first piece because it just, yeah, it's a big thing. And as you mentioned, it just came up again in the news. So let's go ahead and keep going. In fact, we are going to go to Canada, and it's always great to welcome him back to the stage as well. Let's go ahead and make some noise. Welcome back, Zom Konto. What's going on, man?
It's a bit of a rough time, but you know, we warrior on. Anyway, the dreaming of a one world currency within the nightmare of this great food emergency, they got swimming pools overflowing with Hennessy. And Danny ain't had a bath for like a week. Listen when he speaks. He's the son of an engineer that's said to have disappeared, vanished into the thinnest air. At the casino, you find him there. And Danny ain't sober today, so you're forced to hear the pain that is interfered, but Danny has persevered. You'll be hard pressed to find Danny spot in a beard, but when he does, his goatee is always soaking in beer, trying to outsmart the broken heart that's soaking in tears. A gambler, hoping he gets lucky this year. His life is one huge slot machine with nothing in it. Only an evil spirit that keeps taking his winnings, whispers play again and stands listening from a distance. And when the coin's clinking, it swallows it in an instant. Like a chameleon to a fly, he dreams of millions but dies every time his daughter cries because she's hungry. Each to his own, we all out for the money. Last night I dreamt the slot machine spit $1 for Danny. It's a struggle for lost souls, caught in this rainstorm, wishing they weren't born. I sit and listen because their life is a sad poem, written with sharp thorns. And when they bleed, they walk on. They got swimming pools overflowing with Hennessy. And Tracy ain't had a bath for like a week. Listen when she speaks, she was the homecoming queen, lost in the dream of dreaming the gleaming lights that turned out to be a horror film. Instead of supermodel, she won a different lotto. And now she does the catwalk down a Listerine bottle. The blistering scars on her face, whispering alcohol and mad. Her blundering steps defy her lingering breath. Her high school tiara is the only evidence left of her former beauty. She carries it every place she has slept. Plus the major accident that left her with a limp in her step. She's lost, barely clinging off that government check. If she'd never believed in words that filtered like a sieve into her dream of being the most beautiful the world had ever seen, then maybe she'll be more than just 5 aborted babies. I dreamt of a fashion magazine. On the cover was Tracy. Thank you.
Holy shit, that was
Ooh,
wow.
oh, man. And
Oh.
as you can see there, Zonkonto, appreciate you, man. I love what you said at the beginning there, Warrior On. And for the people who are on YouTube can't see, he's got a YouTube channel you can follow, Zomkonto, as also Facebook and Instagram. We'll get some of those links. Appreciate you, man. And yeah, that was most definitely a mic drop. If I ever saw one here through Zoom, it happens, man. Yeah, you guys are going places tonight, and it's wild. And I think it's raining outside, or at least I don't know. You guys are invoking that beautiful scent of the rain that I appreciate here in the desert, and that's here. All right. Okay. Wow. Praise in the chat. Definitely. Zomkonto. Sometimes we just gotta take a pause, take a break. Collect. Absolutely, Petrichor. Alrighty then. Our comedian friend. Wait, is he not here? Roll call. I do not see him in the chat. But again, shout out to everyone on YouTube watching right now. Thank you so much for being here. Follow all these awesome poets, the social media. I'll transfer some stuff right now as well on some more links. But let's go ahead and keep it going. We are going to go to, hold on, she always says something different. Oh, no. The motherfucking San Francisco Bay Area. At least that's what I assume MF stands for. The MF San Francisco Bay Area. Yeah, that's right. Poetry. She's a pillar in the online community, always doing some really cool shows and events, and definitely keeps everyone updated and together, which is, I must remind, is very much appreciated and loved. Let's go ahead and welcome back to the BWOMS stage, Finn Bell. What's going on?
Good evening,
Hey.
Richie. Good evening, everyone. Doing well. I forgot to turn on the lights here in our house. I'm in the dark, so I could barely see what I'm reading here. But yeah, so let's do this. I think I have 3 pieces, starting with a set of haikus. Butiki, common house lizard. Inverted S shape, lands on table at lunchtime. Who is more surprised? Uwang, rhinoceros beetle, armored warrior, wings, helicopter the air, charmed mini rhino. Baniki, tiny fruit bat, furry cocoon fruit, banana blossom purple, wings play peekaboo. Yeah, and so I was asked by somebody to read this. I am going to eventually read it for my weekly series, which I do on TikTok, which is a poem a week, or a poet a week. And but I'm going to read it again. I'm going to read it tonight and then read it probably a few weeks from now. And this is from our friend Terry Rose Jurtson's The Chameleon Chronicles. And it's funny because I know that she just read this at the New Year a while ago, but I'm going to read it again. It's Winter is Coming. The white march down of my pillowcase feathers float above my head, and as I peek below my waist, there is a man carving out his place. From beneath my hips, writhing in deep tongue pressure, he heaped mouthfuls of pleasure. I was plowed up around him. So easily he staked his claim on my ever-loving mound. I do not envy the industriousness of his hot-muscled task. But then, imagine feeling my heart beat alive like a dam being torn down by this irreverent beaver. Hard at work in my river, imagine the whole day tongue sore and beaming with accomplishment as the dawn overtakes us with heavy breathing and satisfying sighs. He lingers between my thighs, swimming inside my body. He thrusts to answer my ever beckoning calls. To hidden places, he eagerly fills every cavity in me. His spirit yelped as he released. Giving up his ghost was my greatest pleasure. Yoo-hoo, that was yummy. That was yummy. Thanks for that, Terry. Oh my gosh, thanks for that. And your lovely book. Please get this lovely woman's book. It's the Chameleon Chronicles. It is put out by Red or Green Books. And then finally, last poem. This was also to the Nuyo theme tonight called, well, the Nuyo theme was Chill Out. So this poem is They Say Chill Out. Oh yes, you see before you the women you did not create, not Adam's apple pie, a serpent's delight. Do not blame the snake for the mother, for the downfall, this proliferation of the blame we all see now on cave walls scratched out. A habit to perfect and mingle into history predates the papyrus, then the spear, then the gun. Woman is the devourer of her regrets, her legs prized open for men to crawl inside, incubate as they dictate to her within her uterine walls what is her own. Here they long to set up house with a deck of playing cards, watch in fascination as they collapse upon themselves and topple over. The queen still praying to stand atop the pile, flowing to the bottom, suffocated by the avalanche instead. She placed a call long distance today to ask her mama's forgiveness already granted, but she craved in words hollow reassurance, willed a sensation as a hand cool upon her forehead. But she didn't know yet. Heaven doesn't take calls collect, doesn't reach back down to the living, doesn't care at all between the first war and the final breath. We are once pretty playthings collecting dust. The plastic still covers all the sofas and the carpet, yellow, cracked. She does not know what to do with them. She was taught to cast her eyes downward, turn the corners of her mouth upward, enclosed lip smiles. Meanwhile, suburbia frays at the edges. She will not walk the worn path anymore. Superstition fills up each crack, and she steps over once, tries again the gap you left between each stone to balance on briefly and mourn. Isn't enough to create a toehold, and she flounders, tips forward. Now a PVC Dorothy prone in a damn field of menacing poppies. Do you wave from across the footbridge, rainbow bridge this chasm, because she says she will not be bamboozled, will not walk blind across this road of buttercup gold, will not storm the gates of an Oz of copper verdigris, where no one waits there at the other end. There was never a wizard. She knows how she became the fool who pulleys all the ropes, toggles all the switches. Was Babel always this tall, casting shadows as they climbed it upside down? The prince never had it this tough, pulling on Rapunzel's hair, hard to make her cry out, please, please now, desecrate her temple tower. Practice makes perfect. By the 10 dozen, they can now populate the walls with ease, not break a sweat hanging on, spider legging upward, silk web rappelling downward. No one knows what the other is saying, so who will slow down the frenzy of progress, stop to listen, admit they are lost, ask for directions? The virgins squatted among the cosmos, bled birth of the heaven and earth. She is conceived to be everything, but also nothing, born ravenous, consuming the mother's placenta, who suffered under the thumb of mankind, crucified for the lie of original sin daily. She knows her way south to Hades in a left turn into limbo. She will come again and again of her own accord, both the Alpha and the Omega. She is reincarnation of the two-spirit, the strength and sisterhood of the Hijra and the Binabae, the mystery of the confessor and survivor of your transgressions, the resurrection from her own defilement, and the life given and taken away. Amen. She will not shut her mouth. Sit the fuck down and chill out. Thank you.
Oh, damn, that ending. I mean, the whole piece, really. But that's like another mic drop moment there. Chill the fuck out, right? I think a lot of us can identify with that. So what can we expect in the upcoming weeks in the Fincabulary Extended Universe?
You can come and join us tomorrow. We are having Loose Lips Sync Karaoke Ships, which is my karaoke joint every last Tuesday of the month. Our theme is called You Got Me Twisted, like the Keith Sweat song. So it's anything 90s R&B, anything having to do with pretzels, because it's twisted, anything having to do with the word twisted. So please come on down. And then on Thursday, it seems unintentionally to be a music week because on my Fincabulary Thursday night, it is songs of the 80s. So yeah, another music theme. So bring all your music of the 80s to sing, any of your poems on 80s era songs, all that good stuff. Yeah. You can find that in my link tree. Thanks.
Awesome. Yes, please, and please also share that in the chat if you haven't already. Okay, cool.
Yay.
Excellent. Thank you. Finn Bell, everyone. Go check out her program. She puts on some cool stuff, some fun stuff. So if you have some time online, spend some time there. You know what I'm saying? And those are always a lot of fun. And of course, a lot of music this week. That's always fun. I love music. Who doesn't, right? Okay, so looking at the list here. All right, we're gonna go from one coast to the other, west coast to east, and we're gonna go ahead and bring. You also heard a little bit of her work tonight. I think she's also been shouted out a couple times. Let's go ahead and welcome back to the program, to our show. Let's hear it for Terry Rose. Terry, what's up?
Hey, what's up? I'm my thing this way. Hi. I still got my Phillies shirt on because I was messing with Advocate tonight because he's a Yankees fan and he always messes with me because I broadcasted one time from a Phillies game. But I'm going to do the Birthday Boy poem from his book, Everything I Think Is All in My Mind by Generalissimo. I'm going to read from page 34. Your smile never ceases to exist as part of who you are. Remember way back when your smile was your calling card, when you smiled for more than happy, when you smiled when you were embarrassed, when you smiled through a lie, when you liked to smile, when you used your teeth for more than chewing. Remember when you were always on? Then you wanted to dim the lights a little. Attention felt like unattainable high expectations. Then you reverted back to wallflower. You were on vacation when you were present, and no one knew but you. Silence was a place of comfort. Then you crossed a threshold when people started ending sentences in conversations with you with question marks that would not have had question marks in writing. Then you stopped going barefoot around family due to the myriad broken eggshells they left on the ground because it became mandatory to walk on eggshells around you. You felt hobbled by the unwritten rule that everyone else was allowed to stand up for themselves, but you must sit in the corner like Dennis the Menace, as punishment for breathing. But when you breathed, you existed. Sometimes the act of existence is a form of standing up for yourself, even if you are unaware. Unwritten rules are unwritten and thusly incapable of being set in stone. The only things that are truly set in stone is that every human is composed of blood, skin, and bones. And every single person decides how to use their teeth.
Gracias.
Awesome.
De nada.
Yeah, happy birthday once again, Brian. Thank you, Terry. And also, if you have any links, anything coming up you'd like to promote, I know you were quick on that. Oh, wait, you're muted.
Sorry, I actually, I went, now this is really a good idea for anybody that's selling a book. So here I go. I'm going to give you like something that happened recently. It could happen to you. It happened to me. I went into the local library and said, can I read my book and maybe sign the book and maybe sell a couple copies while I'm there? And they said, sure. And I thought that was that. And then the lady from the library got a hold of me today and said, you know, I could pay you for your, you know, presence there if you do like a little book talk and like do some kind of presentation. And I was like, oh, wow. I didn't know because it was a public library that they could do that. But they're going to pay me $200, people. $200. I thought it was $2. I didn't know what they said. I thought I was looking at the wrong number, but you know, so check out your local libraries because there must be funds for this. You know, we don't think about them as being a money source, but
libraries are the center, the heartbeat of any functioning community.
Yeah, absolutely.
So hooray. And then just, you know, go check out your local libraries and see if they'll have you, you know, maybe you'll get lucky like I was with this money.
That's great. That's great.
And I'm also going to be featuring on Java Speaks. I will put that in the chat. That was a surprise too. And I'm trying to get out to the New York City Poetry Festival in September, but my person that keeps offering is kind of going back and forth and being really wishy-washy about where I can stay. So I'm kind of I have to kind of have a backup plan with that, but I'm planning on being there. So, and my book's for sale, the Chameleon Chronicles, Words Never Spoken. I have PayPal, I have Cash App. If anyone's interested, just message me. Thank you.
Excellent. Congratulations on that reading. If you're in El Paso, we do have our Museum and Cultural Affairs Department that usually has funding for artists. I usually pass it along to people working on their chapbooks or their poetry manuscripts. In fact, my friend Celia Aguilar is a recipient of one of the recent grants. I'm currently editing her book, and so she was able to pay me nicely to edit it. So yeah, the funding is available. Sometimes you just gotta look for it, you know what I'm saying? But if you're in El Paso, hit me up. I do have some resources that I can link you up with, and I have in the past. I try to when I can, but that's awesome. Yeah, NYC Poetry Festival. Man, I keep on thinking like, I'm gonna try to make it, but we'll see. Thank you, Terry Rose.
You're welcome.
Chameleon Chronicles, go hit that up, and any link I will go ahead and share. Anything you post there, I'll go ahead and share as well to the YouTube channel. Shout out once again to everyone tuning in. All right, let's go ahead. We got some more peeps we want to bring up, not just everyone, you know. So let's go and take a look at the list. By the way, I've got my monitor right here, so I'm looking right at it. Who's still here? Okay, this guy didn't make it. All right. Washington, DC. That's right. Under his bio, it says, you know me. So are you down with Eddie P? Yeah, you know me. Next
you know me.
We got Ed Poetastic, Mr. Eddie P. All right, go and take it away, man.
Thank you, my brother, for another one that burns right under. Thank you for your joyful and glorious words of thunder. All right, first. Okay, Kip, let's sing. I play the street life because there's no place I can go. Street life is the only way I know. Street life, there's 1,000 cards to play until you play your life away. You dress and walk and talk. Who do you think you are? Street life, you can run away from time. Street life, for a nickel, for a dime. Street life, but you better not get old or you're gonna feel the cold. There always love for sale, a grown-up fairy tale. Prince Charming always smiles behind a silver spoon. If you keep him young, your song is always sung. Your love will pay your way beneath a silver moon. Street life, do do do. I say the street life, do do do. Oh, street life. Thank you. My name is Ed Potastic. I feel fantastic. Please get in time to join my rhyme fall. Feel sublime. Okay, I got 6 jokes and 3 poems. So let's rhyme. The first joke is, what did the clam say to the telemarketer? Will you please clam up? Why was the beaver kicked out of church? He said, damn, that's a big damn on his phone. What was the name of the escaped dolphin who escaped SeaWorld? His name was Free Willy. Why couldn't the spider find dates on the app? She was a black widow. Why did the cheetah receive a ticket? It was for reckless speeding. And last but not least, why was the panda such a terrible psychologist? He only saw things in black and white. All right. Hope everyone enjoyed that. This is called Seasonal Love. Let me get you. All right. Seasonal Love. Here it is. I'm sorry. Your summer breeze danced around my pale tundra heart. Your blazing essence molding it to radiant and luminous art. The fluorescent melody sung by the flowers and bees sounds so sweet. I admire your dancing outfit from your head to your feet. We dance around the bright, colorful orange sun inside the parade of butterflies. We watch the swaying grass, fluffy pollen waltzing up to hug the baby blue skies. Your radiant smile always keeps me instantly at ease. But honey, what's wrong with the trees? Hope it's not fall's orange disease. We walk through noisy, crisp, and delicate orange leaves as we watch the stripped trees just weave, weave, and weave. Sweetie, look at the overgrown pumpkins. It's almost nightmarish Halloween as you and I and children dressed up as scary yet whimsical fiends. Your colorful scarf looks fluffier than a foxtail. Honey, do you feel that? Feel like bone-chilling frigid hail. You look so tantalizing in the humid and passing weather. Now it's snowy winter. Hopefully it will get even better. The frigid blanket covered the green lands and the blue sky. The chirping birds, quacking ducks, and honky geese starts to fly. I can see your warming voice in the chilling air. You're my organic heat while I'm your brown bear. The tiny snowflakes falling down, making large and lumpy marshmallows. The creatures slowly go down to sleep in their earthly burrows. Look, sweetie, beaming buds and colorful flowers on naked branches. Mother Nature's awakened from hibernation while green subtly advances. I love you in the blazing summer, crisp fall, chilling winter, and revival spring. Just like the seasons, our love red swings, orange flings, white stings, and green sings. Thank you. I got another one. All right. This is called... This is called Anything from a Mermaid. I sail the most furious tides, anything from a mermaid. Oh, anything from a mermaid. I skin the most ugliest hives, oh, anything from mermaid. I even swim to the other side, anything from mermaid. Oh, anything from mermaid. Riches and love I can provide, oh, anything from mermaid. I slay a monster 12 feet wide, anything from mermaid. Oh, anything from mermaid. I don't really care, I almost died, oh, anything from mermaid. I even toss away my pride, anything from mermaid. Oh, anything from mermaid. I even take salt in my eye, oh, anything from mermaid. I even take everything in stride, anything from mermaid. Oh, anything from mermaid. I even fight with both hands tied, oh, anything from mermaid. I even live without my, I even live with my heart dry, anything from mermaid. Oh, anything from mermaid. I even get on the walls rise, oh, anything from mermaid. I even climb a steep landslide, anything from mermaid. Oh, anything from mermaid. I even take her as my bride, my mermaid, where did you go? Oh, mermaid, where did you go? Oh, mermaid, where did you go? I said I love her, yes, she didn't reply. Oh, where, oh, where, oh, where did you go? All right, last but not least, this is called, hold on, A Day in Paris. Home reaches the stars, the skies below, the land of Mona Lisa and artistic affairs. Ah, Paris, a blissful, happy show. The city soothes away all your cares. Woke up bathing in flickering lights under a radiant and warm sun. Listen to a accordion, feels so right. Oh, look at that, I need to run. I shed my sticky nightly layers, going deep in Lake Annecy's embrace, covered by sweet misty flavors. Ah, shower, a nice sparkly grace. Got new layers, now I can go. Oh, my stomach uproaring bellows. I need something so it won't explode. Usually it's a mute and silent fellow. Do you sniff that wonderful smell? It has a buttery, elegant aroma. I know it, ringing louder than any bell. It's pulling me into a food coma. A French baguette taunting me. I smell at the local bakery, lifting my 5 senses free to a wonderful breakfast tapestry. Went next door quicker than any hawk, feeling the butty crunch in my mouth. Adieu, my hungry, grumpy, stumpy rock. So long to hungry pains of frog mouth. Oh, my time, I'm super late. I'm late for the colorful art. I hope they'll give me a clean slate. I'm an art critic, not too sweet or too tart. I'm here, a display of artistic talents, new and historical masterpieces. It's a huge, magnificent, godly sight. The same magnifique of colorful ideas. Before I knew it, I'm done. Off to Paris' vast concrete tower. The height makes you happy but stunned, while you marvel at Paris' gigantic powers. I'm a tiny bug seeing the flashing lights. Up on high, feels like I can touch the sky. The dancing lights, a magnificent sight. Watching the fireflies waving goodbye. Gotten home, popped some ancient brew, wet wine, drinking to a toast. No matter if I'm black, red, or blue, Paris luminous affair, the love I desired the most. Thank you. Woo!
I like that you start with like a chapter outline. Let's start with some jokes and then some pieces, a little karaoke. Ed, what you got going on this week that you like? Anything you like to promote?
I love to promote this wonderful open mic that makes everyone Monday night such a delight in the spotlight or the moonlight. But if you want to follow me, please feel free. My Facebook is Eddie Foreman my Facebook is Eddie Foreman, and my IG is Eddie Foreman 92. And remember, if the mic is right, I'll be there to shine my poetic insight. If you send me a question, if you take guests, the answer is yes. Hope everyone stay positive, safe, and blessed, and never stop speaking or singing the words outside your chest, and never stop feeling and being your best.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you, Ed.
You're welcome.
Fantastic. All right, it's always coming through so classic.
Because you're so bombastic.
There you go. Awesome. Should do some exquisite corpse through Messenger. Make it happen. All right. And if you guys don't know what exquisite corpse is, look it up. I'm talking to the YouTube audience, by the way. I know you guys know, all our poets, all our writers. Alrighty then. So I do want to give a shout out to some of the El Paso performers who signed up but couldn't make it. Ludwig Onfroy, who I'm not sure if he's been here before. He may have spit a cappella once here, and that's maybe bad memory, but he performed in our in-person open mics. He's a he's a rap artist. Also shout out to Sincere, who is a poet. He made it out to our last open mic at Mono Bar. We ran into him at the Jazz and Poetry Night. He was there at the bar with his notebook writing stuff. So of course we had to invite him out to the open mic. So Sincere, if you're checking this out, man, we got a spot for you in the next one. All right, whenever you can. But we're going to go ahead and keep going and sticking around in El Paso. And you guys already know him. He was last week's host, and he always holds down the fort. If I disappear, something goes wrong. Our BWOMS bouncer. Let's go ahead and welcome Mr. Monday Night, Kit Wren. What's up, Kit?
What's up, me? What's up, Richie? What is up, everybody? How are y'all? Gonna go 3 of mine and then the cover poem. This one I was inspired to read this by some gossip in the green room, you might say. But hope he doesn't see this. Well, actually, that'd be well. Nothing to do with me. I remember a man at the Black Orchid Lounge who whispered to me like a fellow conspirator that poets are persecuted. That he was proud to be a poet among poets in a dangerous time to be a poet. When he was arrested later that night, it was for public urination, not public verse. When I saw him a few weeks later, he was now a stand-up. His set was mostly about animal mutilation, and he told me with the pride of a new homeowner signing the contract that comedians were the last truth tellers. And he was proud to be a comedian, even as they were persecuted. His set was mostly about animal mutilation. The other comics blackballed him for plagiarism. He finally got to be persecuted. I could say if I wanted to, with a visionary intonation, that I need to do this. And I do find it necessary, but not like a calling, like a chore. I was not touched by God, eaten by the sun, or bitten by a radioactive spider. This is not a mission. This is laundry. I want clean clothes, so there are things I have to do. I want to know what I think. So there's a process that I must follow. Easy or hard, good or bad, what does that matter to me? Who's going to do it for me? You? Have you met the people I met who think that they were meant for this? And now a couple new ones from the very productive session we had with Nick Paleologos. I think there are 2 that I'm willing to take out into public and break the slings and arrows and everything. I have tried to wish myself into the regal crouch of the tiger. I have wanted to see in my footprints the cunning and forethought of the coyote. A coincidence of nomenclature allows me to claim the beaver and its single-minded industriousness towards a structure only it can use. I see birds walking across the street and think, I could do better. I asked the Tequila elder what animal was in my heart. He said, this is a gas station. Pay for your Powerade and get the fuck out of Running Bear. The world is not what it was, and you will not bring it back by finding it charming. Humans are animals too. The only ones who choose whether to flatten or file their teeth. one last one of mine. The Greeks knew how to keep their gods in check. They knew the very small differences between worship and attention, between gossip and prayer. They took comfort in gods that philandered, that schemed, that screwed up constantly. It made their own plans seem clever. It made their own misfortunes unavoidable and somebody else's fault and meaningless. This is the mistake of monotheism. It stakes everything on one role. It puts all the pressure on him, puts him in a place where he has to be right, where he cannot be challenged, where we cannot be generous by forgoing the challenge. It leaves us with no path to forgiveness. Because if we cannot forgive a God his mistakes, his storms and evolutionary detours, how can we forgive our neighbor who knows the pains and limitations of humanity and hurt us anyway? For the last, and for the cover, Nick's workshop was very interesting. It was very cool. He had a lot of prompts that were very multipolar, and where there were a lot of different vantage points you could jump in at. And I actually thought of one that perhaps through some sort of temporal anomaly, maybe Jack Gilbert heard you and wrote one of my favorite poems. This is I Imagined the Gods by Jack Gilbert. I imagine the gods saying, we will make it up to you. We will give you 3 wishes, they say. Let me see the squirrels again, I tell them. Let me eat some of the great hog stuffed and roasted on its giant spit and put out steaming into the winter of my neighborhood when I was usually too broke to afford even the 100 grams I ate so happily walking up the cobbles past the street of the moon and the street of the birdcage makers and the street of silence and the street of the little pissing. We can give you wisdom, they say in their rich voices. Let me go at last to Huguette, I say, the Algerian student with her huge eyes, who timidly invited me to her room when I was too young and bewildered that first year in Paris. Let me at least fail at my life. Think, they say patiently. We could make you famous again. Let me fall in love one last time. Let me, I beg them, teach me mortality, frighten me into the present, help me to find the heft of these days, that the nights will be full enough and my heart feral.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
Holy shit, that was fire. Whoa.
Right? Oh.
Jack
Strong ass
everyone.
set. Yeah, dude, it started thundering during your set. It was it fit.
Awesome.
So how can people follow you? You know, I know you got that beautiful list there, that sheet.
Yeah, it's so beautiful anymore. It's got a coffee stain. Instagram at Kit Ran Away, Twitter at Kit Talk Sports, which is, as the name suggests. There's a little spinoff called Kit Talks Books over on Goodreads. Ko-fi.com/KitRan. You can find a lot of very artsy-fartsy essays about American football. Venn diagram that usually looks like a set of car headlights, but I use it to run you over. And find me on Facebook, easy enough. You can send me an email. You can drop something in the tip jar on PayPal if you want to. And that is all for me tonight. Tumblewords this Saturday will be led by a local living legend, Monica Gomez, called Truth, Lies, and Compromise. Hope to see you there, 1 o'clock Mountain, Saturday.
Excellent. Yeah, Monica is awesome. Appreciate you. All right, Kit. Thank you so much. By the way, Kit has been here since day one, you know, so shout out as always for coming through, helping out and providing so much to this community. Woo! That was a killer set, dude. Oh man, it's exciting, you know, even after so long, getting hyped up for sets is it's a thing, you know. Here we are. All right, guys, we have a couple more spots left. I do believe we have maybe one or two spots open. So if anyone is listening and isn't signed up, then just let us know and we can add you to the list. But right now we're gonna go to Los Angeles, check in on Mr. Tesosomok, our Chicano poet friend in LA. He's gonna share some poetry and music. We also got the word that his cover bearing Donna's book. Yeah, we're gonna have a book release. I'll let you guys know more about later in the show. But right now we got Tez. What's up?
What's up, Richie?
I hear my echo.
I know, huh?
Cool. Good to see you, man. Welcome back.
Good. I think Kid has taken all the gold stars from the group. You know. All right. I have a skit, and then I have a stick or a carrot, depending on your choice. So I did a piece of this earlier today, but I'm gonna finish off the longer piece here. The case of the failed visionary leader. Fade in, interior, hot desking day. Philip K., chief engineer, walks to his hot desk for the day, unrolls the cables for his Acme Radar Technologies issued laptop, and rifles through a gauntlet of authentications, passwords, BIOS, BitLocker, PKI, SSO, and 2FAs. The mold at the bottom of his 25-year anniversary cup is dried. Looks up and heads to the Starbucks branded Coffee Island stand in the middle of the programmer pantheon. Philip, can I have some coffee flavored coffee? The barista cringes at the usual request, puts her best customer support smile on. Lupe, barista. Good morning to you, Mr. Chief Engineer. Philip, give me an equivalent large cup of coffee, not a short, a tall, grande, or venti. Lupe, we go through the same thing every morning. Barista with a face of disappointment and smirkness. Lupe, barista. Mr. Chief Engineer, shall I wash the chaga mold from your trophy cup? Philip, no, Lupe, you know that boosts my immune system, increases my white blood cells, decreases my ocular inflammation, and you know what? It may improve my personality. Lupe muffles a gasp. Philip heads back to his desk and begins to triage the whole lot of Jenkins CIs and CD pipelines and their failure modes. Complains to himself in a muffled voice the names of the usual anarchic submitters to the integration Bitbucket repos. The Microsoft Teams phone rings, and Philip puts on his headset and answers a non-maskable authority. Philip, hello. Miss Laura Patty, what can I do for you? Laura Patty, oh, cut the niceties, Philip, and get your butt in my office. Philip, copy, roger that. Hangs up the phone and rolls up the placenta of cables back into the computer backpack and chugs the grande coffee down, arching back to miss a couple of drops as the drops hit the industrial gray carpet floor. Philip narrates, that would have ruined another work shirt. Fade out. Next scene. Interior, Laura Patty's office. Moments later, Philip knocks on the door. Laura Patty, come in, Philip. Take a seat at the round performance review table. Philip's anxiety level begins to rise. His hands begin to demonstrate visible programmers twitching. Laura Patty, oh, relax, you old curmudgeon. Remember, we started together. We were in the same orientation meetings. I'm not going to beat you up about your idiosyncratic ODD. Philip let out a tense breath and his shoulders dropped. Laura Patty, all right, now that we've gotten all the social niceties out of the way, let me tell you why I need your help. Laura had picked Philip interest, and he began to gain confidence, and his body shifted to a more attentive position. Laura Patty, you remember Chucky High Pod? Philip looked away and rubbed his chin, trying to recall, and he lit up. Philip. Yeah, he was the wonderkin that all the leadership threw their hats at. Lara pushed herself off the table a bit. She demonstrated objection to Philip's naive judgment. Laura Patty. Well, you can say that way. You can say it that way. He was a chief engineer cohort and even made it through the Doug Ray's psychobabble diagnostic inquisition. Laura Patty. The LT had designated him a visionary leader, and as such, he was given a very important program, and it had come back as a puny radar system. Philip was a bit taken, particularly that he was passed up for the project and was not aware of it. But he knew some projects were on a need-to-know basis. Laura Patty. LT wants to know the root cause, failure of the visionary leadership, and what led to its collapse. More importantly, I want you to do this because you have the right temperament for the task. I have full faith in your skills and ability to drive to root cause. Philip's ego was starting to inflate and he felt like being lifted from the floor. Laura picks up the phone and asks her assistant to send someone in. Laura Patty. Philip, I'd like you to meet your mentee, Norm Newby cohort. He'll be assisting you and will hopefully learn the tricks of the trade from you. Philip didn't know where to start and was about to blurt out that he worked best alone, but then realized he'd be subjected all over again to the Doug McRae's questionnaire for why you can't work in a team. Philip. But really, don't I have a say? Laura Patty. I'm terribly sorry, but we have many critical programs and I have to let both of you go for now. Contact me when you have done your analysis. Philip stares in disbelief across to the newbie, and if he has just been given, as if he has just been given a new puppy and he doesn't know what to do next. Pet it or feed it. Fade out. I'm gonna stop here. I can do another set of that. All right, how was that?
Awesome, man. I love the script reading stuff again. Once again, you know.
All right, let's go for the bennies. All right. And the living is easy. Fish are jumping, and the cotton is high. Oh, your daddy is rich, and your mom is good looking. So hard, little baby, don't you cry. gonna rise up singing. Then you'll spread your wings. You'll take the sky, but till that morn, just nothing can harm you. With Mama and Papa stand by.
Oh, yeah, it's stuck in my head. Summertime. Awesome. And then another version of Summertime out in there in the world. Cool, man. So what
That's
you
all
got?
I got tonight.
All right. Gashes 2019 on Instagram.
Thank
and
you,
then,
sir.
of course,
And Pandemic Poets on Facebook.
appreciate that group. Thank you so much for allowing, having a space for us to post that stuff. It's cool. Thank you. I almost pulled out the candlelight app to like do a little something, I guess. I don't know. A little too bright. Anyway, anything else you got coming up, Tez? You like to promote?
No, nothing right now. I'm pretty mellow. I'm pretty mellowed out right now.
Mellowed out. All right. So I know that your one of your images there is on the cover of Donna Snyder's newly upcoming book. We're gonna have a book release in August.
Yeah.
I believe Wednesday, August, whatever that is. Wednesday, August 19th, no, 20th or 19th. Hold on. The calendar here that I can use. But yeah, if you're in El Paso, go check that out. I'll be posting about it more as the time comes. But
Yeah, so there's
thank you.
actually 7 images, the cover, and then there's one for every part of the book. So I did that. I did 7 images for her, and then Loud Coffee magazine did 3 images, the cover for their chapbook, and then 2 interior images. I posted those up on Instagram.
Alrighty then. Oh, that's cool. I did not know that. So that's going to be a surprise. Yeah, and I believe it's Wednesday, August 17th. We're looking forward to that. Apparently, also, we're going to have a special visit from Sandy Shakes the Mic from LA as well. So that should be really cool. I always appreciate when people get to visit El Paso. So, and she's been here before. So that's always a whole lot of fun. Thank you, Tez. This is Somok. Check those things out. We just had a late someone just signed up, and it's not just someone. In fact, I just saw a really cool promo for a festival that he's part of. But let's go ahead and welcome from the Philippines. We've got the Lacan in the house, and I got to say the Lacan, like you guys were saying, in in the chat. Yeah. Oh, I didn't even see your post there. But we got Lacan. What's up? You made it.
Hey
You made it.
man. So my voice is under the bed for the past few days, but you know, it's all good. It's good to be here. Richie, I think you're one of the best hosts in poetry in the world. So thank you. Thank you so much. And everyone here. I've missed so many people. Like Khan, I miss Khan very, very much. So anyway, yeah, magandang tanghali. Happy good noon to everyone. My name is Lakan and I'm from the Poetry Global Network. And I have two pieces for today. I've written these two pieces, I think, the last week or late last week. So the title, the first one, content warning, in a lot of things. The title is called Around. I'm going in circles around the justice of the blade. How I hide the scars it makes. It feels good to make it. Keep it. Wear it like a stab I deserve, not to be noticed. I'm going in circles around the fantasy of a pill. How I swallow secrets being known. It feels good to digest it. Hallucinate. Stay in a corner like I deserve to be alone. I'm going in circles around my knuckle. How I black out trauma. Feels good to get hit. Fit. A grit. The pain I deserve to be unconscious. I'm going in circles around my nostril. How I snort specks of pauses. Feels good to suck forgetfulness, to fool my youth. I deserve to be abandoned. I'm going in circles around my mouth. How I gag an ugly obesity. It feels good to throw up, to finger a body of hate I deserve to be emptied. I'm going in circles around the lowly ledge. How I walk timelessness. It feels good to die a little. Jumping a cowardice I deserve not to be saved. I'm going in circles around my recurring trauma, how I stay alive in my abuse. It feels good to never find exits. Lying on unending hurt I deserve, playing a loop, going in circles around and around and around. Thank you. Maraming salamat. Last piece, I actually wrote it when I was in a workshop in the UK, online, of course, for now. It's called Traveling to LHR, which is the IATA code for London Heathrow. When I look at us, brown becomes nothing but a passport to be stomped by mentality too colonial. We become the paper cuts of twangs, bleeding our tongues to twist backwards, inwards to a slave's history, glorified like a chocolate can melt identities, bending to churn, an Epicurean colony living inside my body, drenched in visas too delectable. It mutes our equatorial jaw to slide a pretentious breath, to breathe between the lists in our lips and the prong on an song, clenching origins like a gastronomic entree winged with metal jackets, strapping each trapping plastic to be slipped in, assimilating a cocoa mouth with milk, too glutathioned, a facade deemed dirty, too hued, too shaded. Being exotic is a culinary journey. To be less earthy, not coursed, we become palatable, palatable, to be served beyond airports that welcomes bones at the gate without its own marrow. The West says, hello, welcome to Heathrow, Lakan.
Oh, damn. Coming with the new pieces. Lacan in the house.
Thank
What's
you.
up? Tell us about the poetry festival you got going on.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry, it's all good.
The cough was just like on cue there, right? Oh, hate that. On the 31st of July, I'm hosting an event at Poetry Festival Singapore. That is 12:30 p.m. Singapore time. It's going to be live on Facebook. And also, I'm so happy that the National Arts Council of Singapore and Poetry Festival of Singapore partnered with PGN, and Bottoms Up is part of their program on the 7th of August, 10 p.m. Singapore time, which is the usual time for Bottoms Up. And we have partnered with organizations around the world like Morocco Poets, Let's Unmesh Live, yes, Unmesh, and then also Singapore Writers Center. So and Word Forward. So I'm very happy to bridge those organizations and festivals that PGN does that, and opening up stages for people to express their art. So thank you so much. Like this one. Thank you.
Awesome. Lovely. Shout out to the cats also wanting to get their time on stage. I hear them. But yeah, drop any relevant links you have there in the chat, and we'll try and get them as well on the YouTube channel. Appreciate you. Glad you took the time to come by today. Thank you. All right. So guys, it's been a pretty good night. You know what I'm saying? A lot of powerful pieces, a lot of fun, a lot of, just moments. So it's always great to go back on these. If you are watching the replay, this will be available pretty much right away as a replay later on in the week. Kit usually adds some timestamps, so definitely recommend checking those out. And of course, if you do approach one of these and you see the timestamps, thank Kit in the comments. That's him leaving those comments. So, and that really helps a lot. So I think it's time to end the mic. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. It's not time to end the mic. We cannot end the microphone without the permission of this next performer, because he must, one, perform, and two, he must give us permission. So let's see. Let's get him a proper intro. Without further ado, ladies and gents, NBs in the crowd, let's make some noise for our final performer of the night. If this was a sentence, it would be an interrobang. Look it up if you need to. Let's go and make some noise for Dan the Man. You recognize the song, Dan the Man. All right, here we go, Dan. Take it away.
Wasn't it Con supposed to be next? Erica, were you supposed to be next?
Con didn't sign up, man.
Oh. I thought you did. Okay, well.
Did I miss it?
I think. I don't know. Okay.
Well, we'll add you in case.
First and foremost, I'm gonna make it a little short. I'm gonna show you something you will like. Hold on. Oh, come on. Oh, they'll still be the. Sorry. Whoops.
Language, young sir.
Okay. All right. This is it. My anniversaries of my blog. You know, I always log. So I jump like a frog. Yep. Every time it's in the log. All right. So anyway, well, on the top, my first blog. My second was the 1 year anniversary, 133. And second year is 248. My third year is 352. My fourth year is 460. My 5 year is 560. My 6 year is 675. And my 7th year, last year, 780. Yeah, you know what I mean. Well, yeah, so good night, Robin. Okay. And yeah, I'm about 1 month away to my 8 year anniversary of the Man's Weekly. But what number will it be? Will it be more than 780? I mean, will it be right now 864, but well, I guess we'll have to wait and see. Which number will it be? Looks like only counting hundreds, like each and every one of them. Speaking of hundreds, like I think I'm about 35 blogs away till I reach the 900th episode, and 135 blogs away till I reach the maximum milestone. You know what I mean? So. All right, so yep, so I'm about a month away to my 8 year anniversary of Dan the Man's Weekly. It might be long, might be the longest, but and there's some surprise on my ad, and there more long list of shout outs. Could be extension ones. So what will it be? Guess we'll have to wait and see. And you know what I mean. And those, yep, that vlogs belongs to me. Yeah. And according to the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band, can't you see? And you know, speaking of anniversaries, I'm still waiting to be on the Buzz Adams Morning Show. I'm still hoping to be interviewed for any news stations like Royal Hair from ABC7, or yeah. One day I'd like to be a guest host for BWOMS, like how Kit did, just like how Nick and Ron Mark Thompson, and especially our dear poet Khan. Well, I hope one day I like to co-host for one day, someday. We'll have to wait and see. Ain't that right, Richie? Well, what can I say?
Yo, what's up? Did I miss it?
Yeah. What can I say? Today, 1 month away to my anniversary, 8 years. Never fear. My eight is almost near. Man, I gotta get my blogs in gear. Yeah. All right, guys, here it is. Beat it and weep it. I'm behind post on Twitter and Facebook, but I still have some uploads on Instagram. So, but all you need to do is just subscribe to my channel on YouTube. So, all right, guys. So, and don't forget the hashtag Dan the Man's Weekly. Okay. Well, oh, happy birthday to the Generalissimo and happy birthday, Marissa Prada. Yeah. Okay, well. Oh yeah. And this Wednesday there's hold on, one last thing. Yep, this coming Wednesdays, my nephew's his name is Joseph. My nephew, he'll be turning 15. So I want to wish my beloved nephew, Joseph Daniel, a very big happy birthday. He's in Florida now. Well, happy birthday, Joseph. Okay.
It looks like he could be your clone.
No, no, he looks almost like his dad, my brother-in-law, Joe. Yeah. Yeah. He looks like his dad. Yeah. Okay, well, whoa, man, storm's rolling in, so I think I better I don't know. Okay, well, all right, thank you very much, everybody. I hope to see you back here in August. Oh, wait. Yep. Or I hope then, because next Monday we are approaching a 3-year anniversary of the tragedy right here in our beloved hometown that we've lost 23 of our own, but we'll get to that next Monday. So, all right, always El Paso strong. Okay, Richie. Thank you very much, everybody. All right, Richie, let's go ahead and close it tonight.
All right. I got caught up listening to the sound of the rain. How you guys doing?
Permission.
We're good.
Great stuff. Alrighty then. So let's go ahead. As always, shout out to everyone who shared a little something tonight. A little bit of vulnerability, always a lot of strength. We appreciate you guys for tuning in to another Monday night online open mic presented by the Barbed Wire Open Mic Series. My name is Rich, your MC and host. If you haven't already, check us out, Barbed Wire Open Mic. We will be back next week. Always a lot to cover. So for the online open mic, we'll see you guys next week. Also, leave a comment. Who did you like? Who did you enjoy? We always want some interaction with you guys. You know what I'm saying? So for Rich, the online open mic, we're going to go ahead and say good night for the live stream. But as always, we're going to hang out for the after party later. Shout out to the music.